Chris Ruffolo, Rod Zawacky, PuckDawgz.com, SportsChatPlace.com. And like I said, we're here for the PuckDawgz show. We got a loaded card today. We got 14 games on the card. It's absolutely loaded. We got 3 games kicking off at 1 o'clock. Give everybody just a minute to get in. Try to get everybody in there so we can get this one rolling. Don't want to waste any time, especially with there being such little time before puck drop on these afternoon games.
On the afternoon ones, yep. Do a little quick little recap. The Bruins still stink. They're going to be looking like my new overpaid Bombs team. They couldn't even beat the Rangers, and the Rangers were so shorthanded. Boston looked like they played no defense in that game yesterday. Just looked awful, awful.
Yeah, it was bad.
And the Wild, and then the Wild definitely looked really good. Keep rolling right along with the Kings. Good game. You had the under in that one. I think we hit all 3, and well, besides the Desert Dogs decided they should score 2 in the late.
That
ruin our puck line there on the Avs. But other than that, it's a pretty good day.
We were butting heads on the on that Kings game, but I think at that point it's just like, okay, well, we knew one of us was going to be right, and it's just one of those things where we don't really want to give out the game. But I think we both had the under. No, we didn't both have the under in that one. We were both on opposite sides on that game as well, completely. But it looks like we're getting everybody in. Yeah, I agree. Today's card is absolutely beautiful.
Packed card.
Packed card, 14 games.
Saturday night in Canada.
So we got a couple of our fellow handicappers in here. Tony B, Trey Jordan. What's up, guys? We'll get to this one in a second. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And guys, again, if you could just hit the thumbs up or the subscribe button if you haven't already at the bottom of the page, we really appreciate it. Doesn't cost you a cent. Helps us out an absolute ton. But you know what? I think we've waited enough. I think we got 25 minutes till puck drop. Let's get into these. So let me pull this up here. Okay, so we decided we're just going to lump these first 3 games together and try to get through them as fast as possible. Got the Caps against the Devils, got the Flames and the Senators, and you got the Flyers and the Sabres. Rod, did any of those 3 catch your eye at the early part of the schedule?
Yeah, for me, though, we're gonna start with the Washington Capitals here. I like Washington, even though Obi's questionable for this game, whether he's going to play or not. But the Capitals are 4-1 in their last 5 after scoring 5 goals or more in their previous game. They just seem to keep it rolling. So I like Washington to keep things rolling. The Capitals are also 20-6 in the last 26 meetings in New Jersey. So give me Washington here in that one. In the first game. Looking at the Calgary game here, I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. I like the over 6 goals in that one, as I think Calgary, their offense wakes up in this one, and we get some goals. As this Calgary defense is ranked 21st, giving up 3 goals a game. Ottawa defense is same, giving up 3.9 goals a game. And I think we're definitely going to see some goals in this one. Markstrom probably out. He's questionable. I think we'll go with their backup in that one. So I like the over. And I'm going to take the Flyers. Give me the Flyers over this Buffalo Sabres team. The Sabres have looked not too bad the last couple games. But this Flyer team's getting healthy and everybody's getting back. I think they roll right over the Sabres today. Give me the Flyers on the puck line in that one.
Now, have we actually confirmed which one, anyone on that laundry list from the Flyers that are back, or?
I think just about everybody's back. Let me look. I know Giroux is back.
Because when I wrote that game last night, I was operating under the sense that the Sabres the Flyers still had a bunch of guys.
A laundry list of COVID? No, everybody from COVID
everybody's back. So then I gave out the Sabres in the article because, like I said, I was still operating under the assumption that the Flyers were still going to have a bunch of guys out, but with that being the case now, I may have
all the COVID guys are back. Yeah, everybody's back from COVID.
I may have to look at the over now. I just think that, you know what, if they're all back, there's going to be some rust, but these are still quality players, like you said, Giroux. I think we're getting Voracek back as well. It's just gonna,
he's back.
Yeah, so this is going to be a higher scoring game. The game that I was looking at the most in this early slate, though, I love the Flames on the puck line against the Senators. We cashed with Ottawa, and Ottawa's been playing better. But I think that first game was was just based on where the scheduling spot was. You had the Flames coming in tired on the back-to-back after playing a Leafs team that we both know has a ton of power on it. And then, the Senators were just lying in wait, rested, ready for the Flames to come into town. They feasted on that in the back-to-back spot. But I think the Flames get the revenge here, and they do it convincingly.
I'm with you. I like that, actually. Because when you look at the money, 85% of the bets are on the Senators plus 1.5. And 84% of the money is also on the Senators plus 1.5. So that looks like a nice little burn there for me. I'm with you. I like that. I'm just looking at that. I like that. I like the Flames on the puck line as well.
Yeah, I think that's a 5-2. Like I said, I'm starting to run out of excuses for Matt Murray being the wrong goalie traded out of Pittsburgh. I think now we're starting to see why maybe he was shipped out. And that Capitals Devils game, that one's a tough one to call. I think Alex Ovechkin, his status makes that whole game. I mean, if he's playing, I think you lean Capitals on the money line. If he's not playing, I think you may have to give a look to the Devils. Yeah, it could go either way. I'm probably staying away from that game completely. But if you're looking for a play, I think I could lean towards the over there.
Yeah, I like the over in that one too. But I like Washington. I think Washington wins either whether Ovechkin plays or not. Yeah, I like Washington in that one.
So we'll move on to the 3:00 game. Got the Blue Jackets here taking on the Predators at Bridgestone Arena. Rob, what do you like in this one? You got the Blue Jackets in Music City.
Well, Music City, we know Nashville plays good at home. So for me, I'm going to take Nashville back at home off that long road trip. I think this is a good spot that they get a win. As Columbus so far in the year only 3-4-2 away. So another team that likes to play at home, not so much on the road. And then you look at the numbers. Blue Jackets are 0-4 in their last 4 games, played on 1 day's rest. 1-6 when their opponent scores 5 or more goals in the previous game. For me, all numbers. The Blue Jackets are 5-27 in their last 32 meetings in Nashville. Yeah, I'm going to take Nashville in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to be with you on Nashville only because I think you see 5-27, which is Columbus's last record in the last 32 games in Nashville. Sometimes, as much as we say, teams can change from year after year, sometimes a team just has your number, and I think Rod's dead on this. Why they the Predators at home. You just gotta look their way. These are two teams that love to play at home, and Columbus don't necessarily do their best work on the road. I like the Predators as well. And then we're gonna look at the first of the 7:00 games. We got the Penguins and the Islanders in a rematch. This was, this was one of the better rivalries in the Metro last year when we had the normal division alignments. This is still going to be a really good game. But Rob, what do you think on Long Island in this one?
For me on that one, just looking at some line move and see what's going on here. Yeah, that's what I figured. For me, I'm going to take the Islanders. The Islanders have been the hotter team right now, and they're at home. The Islanders just whooped up on Boston. Had no problem beating them. 7-2 at home ice their last game out. Off 1-9, nice 1 day rest, and the Penguins just don't play good. Another team that's a bunch of overrated bums. Give me the Islanders. I'm going to lay this little small juice with the Islanders. I think they easily get the win here over Pittsburgh today.
Yeah, I think I got to be with you on the Islanders. And I'm not going to use the words overrated, overpaid bums, but how many times
I will. They are.
how many times? But how many times have I said in our videos? I think that the Pittsburgh Penguins are on the decline. This goaltending tandem of Jerry and DeSmith is not what Penguins fans are used to seeing from their glory days. I think you're starting to really see, the Penguins. They're on their way out. Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin can only do so much. The Islanders are the team of the future in that division. I think they're well coached. They're disciplined. They don't get many penalties. They don't take many stupid penalties. And that's I think that's the key word here. Teams are going to take penalties, but the Islanders don't take stupid penalties, and that's I think going to be the key here against a veteran Penguins team. I think the Islanders. I don't know if they roll like they did against. Like they did against Boston the other night, but I do think we get the Islanders on the cheap here. I think we get them some great value. Then we are looking at the next game. We've got the Hurricanes taking on the Panthers. Another near coin flip line between two of the hotter teams to start the year. But what are you thinking in this one, Rod?
Yeah, this is going to be a battle. Definitely the reason why it's a coin flip because these two teams are really evenly matched. Let's just see if I can see any trends that pop out at us that are like, yeah. So far, I'm seeing the road teams 5-1 in the last 6 meetings. The Hurricanes are 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Florida. 8-3 overall in the last 11 meetings between these two clubs. They played this year. Yeah, they played overtime. Florida won for the first. So I'm gonna take the Carolina Hurricanes here. Florida got the first meeting. I think Carolina bounces back against this meeting right here. As our road team's 5-1. I'm gonna take Carolina here on the money line to beat the Panthers.
And you know what? I think you can make a case for either side here, and the line maybe would suggest, why is a team that's been so solid at home like Florida has, are they only -1 or 105 at home against a Carolina Hurricanes team that's been up and down the road. But I'm going to stick with the Panthers here until it's one of those things where until I see a reason not to take them, I'm just going to keep riding it until it starts to really cool off. And I haven't seen that from the Panthers yet. I mean, the goaltending stepped up. Who would have thought that Chris Driedger would have outplayed a Vezina Trophy winner and Sergei Bobrovsky had taken over the starting job in Florida? And Rod and I could tell you, James Reimer never played this good for the Leafs, so it's kind of interesting to see him step up for the Hurricanes. But you know what? At the end of the day, I just think steel sharpens steel. I think the Panthers are just the better team here. So
it's also the defense in front of Reimer that the team that's in front of Reimer that's playing good. We saw what was in front of Reimer when he played with the Leafs, and there was no defense there whatsoever. Yeah. He was hung out to dry. He's not getting hung out to dry with his Carolina team.
A bunch of pylons wearing blue and white.
Yep, pretty much.
We'll go on to the next one. We're going to go to the Amalie Arena's Dallas Stars at +170 against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
And for me in this one, I'm not going to be laying -190. I'm going to take a shot here with the Stars. Give me the Stars on the money line, a nice +170. Thanks. I'll take the Stars. Worth a shot here to upset this Tampa team who's still not 100% with all their guys. Imagine once they get all their guys. They are 8-1 at home. I know they're 7-2 on the puck line at home as well. Yeah, I'm going to take a shot here with Dallas. I think this is a good spot.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like I'd like to take the value at the Stars. I just feel more comfortable trying to find value with the Lightning, and I think we can do that with the puck line. I just think that, the Dallas Stars, yes, they finally got the win to break out of the schneid that they were on a really bad losing streak. And normally you'd see a Stanley Cup rematch in the middle of the season, and it's like, okay, you know what, these guys are going to get up for it. Problem is, I've just seen nothing from the Stars. They've lost 8 of their last 9. Maybe this is the spark they need playing Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay's just been rolling, and I think that there is value at +170 with the Stars, but I think if you can get the Lightning down to about even money on the puck line, I don't think that's too far to reach. I could see this being a 5-2 win for the Lightning.
But road team is 4-0 in that series. I like Dallas.
And we always say sometimes trends are meant to be followed, sometimes they're meant to be broken. So it's going to be one of those things that we're going to have to kind of see how tonight goes. I'm not sure if this is a back. I think this is a back-to-back. I think with the way you see how tonight goes, that's going to sort of play itself into the next one. I think you can definitely follow it into the next game. But move on. Well, this is our game. We got the Leafs and the Oilers in Edmonton. Leafs -115, Oilers -105. Over under 6.5.
For me, this is the I need to wear a half hat that says Oilers and the other half hat that says the Leafs, because these are my two favorite teams in hockey that I root for. So for me, this is definitely a game I probably won't be betting, but I'll definitely be watching. Matthews is definitely questionable for this game. The last game he plowed into the boards, got a wrist injury. So whether he plays is another question. McDavid is also questionable for this game. Surprise, surprise. You might see the top 2 stars might not even play in this game. So we will see. I think Matthews is not going to play in this game. I don't think they're going to risk his wrist. So I'm going to take the Oilers at home here without Matthews. I think that's going to hurt the Leafs here. And our buddy Campbell's probably going to get the start here, is what it's looking like for me for the Leafs. Anderson's going to get the night off. So actually, you know what? Adam Smith is going to get. I'm going to take the over. Give me the over in this game. We're going to see goals though plenty. You're going to have Campbell in net and Smith starting. I lean the Oilers, and I also like the over in this one. Give me the over 6.5 goals. We're going to see lots of goals with the backup starting in this game.
Yeah. I kind of highlighted a comment here. Someone saying the Leafs are overrated. I think the Leafs were overrated over the course of past seasons. Because, as Leafs fans, we'll tell you, the expectations are always sky high for this team because this has been the Canadian mecca of hockey for 100 years. And now every year the Leafs come into the playoffs. Is this going to finally be the year? The first year since '67 where they lift the cup. First year since '93 where a Canadian team's won the cup. They've been overrated in the past, but I think it's unfair to say this season that they're overrated because I'm kind of sure they're first or second in the league in points right now. They've been rolling along. They haven't really, they've stumbled against Ottawa, but those Battle of Ontario games are always going to be tight, and they always play Montreal tight as well. So I think saying the Leafs are overrated, I think is a bit
much. Little early to be. Especially the way they came out there. They started the season 15-4-2, and that's overrated. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Now, great.
Let's see how they do the next 30 games.
Yeah.
And see what.
Now, devil's advocate, somebody's going to say, well, they can't play in an all-Canadian division every single year, and that's fair. But again, it's like what people say about Gonzaga, in college hoops. You can't help the schedule that you're given, and I just think that the Leafs are what they're going to be this year. Take it for what it is, and we're also seeing people say that they could see the Oilers winning that division. I can see the Oilers winning that division if they have more depth throughout the lineup. And I've said this before. Rod, I don't know if you agree with me on this one. I've said it before. When you have a team that can take McDavid and Draisaitl out of the equation, how many times have we seen this Oilers team stumble if neither one of those guys are on?
Well, yeah, exactly, right. Because their depth isn't as deep, but they've changed from what the Oilers when they first started the season. They've turned things around and they've decided they're going to play defense. Yeah. And this team has they've changed their mantra from what they started out as high powered offense. Let's try to outscore people with those two guys. They flipped that around and now they've got more of a team game, gelling together, playing way better defense than what they were to start the year. As we can see by the numbers, their defense is they were almost dead last in those numbers. They're now moved up to 22nd in the league, only giving up 3 goals a game, and those just keep rising for me. And also, this game, I'm taking the Oilers. It's hands down. There's too many question marks for the Leafs in this game with injuries. You've got Anderson, who's questionable today with a lower body injury on Saturday. Their backup goalie, Campbell, is out indefinitely, so I don't know who's going to play. Maybe they should call out the Zamboni driver. They might need some help in goal because it looks like Anderson's definitely not 100%. So who's playing goal for Toronto? I have no idea. I'm going to have to dig into that and find out. It's not Campbell, and it might be Anderson, and he's not 100%. Just like I said, this game's going over. Give me the over.
Well, and that
goals open,
and all those question marks are probably the reason why I'm not touching this game. I just think, what? If the Leafs had at least one question mark answered, whether it was Anderson, I'm pretty sure Matthews is confirmed to be out. But even Anderson, or even if Campbell's going, or if it's Hutchinson, give me something. I understand that this is why the line is what it is, but that's, like I said, that's why I'm not touching it. I'd probably lean towards the over with you, Rod. I think there are going to be goals coming in bunches because the forward lines are still pretty much the same. You still got Marner, you still got Tavares in this lineup, so I think I'm with you on the over in that one. But let's move on to the next game. We've got the Red Wings and the Blackhawks. We've got Red Wings at plus 140, Blackhawks minus 160. Over under 5.5.
For me, I'm taking the under in this game. It's going to be hard hitting. Detroit, 3-7 to the under, 4-6 to the under for the Blackhawks. I don't see a whole pile of goals in this one. We know how Detroit's offense is. And the way the Blackhawks have been playing defense this year, I think it'll be shutdown defense. And it's got 2-1 written all over. I'm taking the under 5.5 goals, and this one is my pick. And I lean to Detroit, surprisingly, because I'm not laying minus 160 with the Blackhawks. I think the books have finally caught up with the Blackhawks price lines, and we're not getting those nice little price lines we were at the start of the season with the Blackhawks. I'm going to take Detroit at the plus 140 price in this one
Yeah.
to win the original six matchup.
I think this is going to be a traditional original six game. Hard hitting. Neither team really going to want to give up an inch. I'm with you. I think it's a 1-goal game, but I do think the Blackhawks take it. I'm not laying minus 160 though. I'm going to take a shot with them on the in regulation, try to get it around even money. But I'm leaning towards the under as well. I mean, in reality, who would have thought that we could see a minus 160 with a team with Malcolm Subban in net, or even or a rookie that we hadn't really heard much of in Kevin Lankinen. But that's where we are right now, and and the Red Wings. Say what you want. I mean, unfortunately, I think Thomas Greiss is the biggest hard luck goalie in the NHL. I mean, 1 in 13, but he's only got a goals against average against just over 3. He's not getting peppered. It's just the offense just isn't showing up for Detroit. I mean, we had that with Jimmy Howard last year. What was Jimmy Howard? Was he like 2 in 22 before he was benched or cut by the team?
Something like that, yeah.
Granted, Jimmy Howard was a bit of a sieve, but again, like I said, Thomas Greiss, he's not a bad goaltender. He's just getting no support when he's in net. So,
and he's overworked.
Yeah,
you just keep working him. He's played 14 games already this year.
Yeah,
just overworking him.
Yeah,
but a stat that pops out to me, and the reason why I'm picking Detroit is because the Blackhawks are 5 and 26 in their last 31 games when their opponent scores 5 goals or more in the previous game. So this talking about Detroit not scoring. Well, their last game they scored 5 goals. They woke up a little bit and got some goals. That's why I'm taking Detroit in this one.
Yeah, I think we're both on the under in that one. Though. I think the under.
Well, yes, definitely.
I think the under is the stronger play in that one, just because I think the side is definitely hard to call. Okay, let's move to the next one. We got the Kings and the Wild battle arena. The Kings are going to try to get some revenge here after the Wild snapped their winning streak last night. Kings at plus 150, Wild at minus 170, over under 5.5. Rod, do you think the Kings get their revenge?
For me, yes, I think the Kings get the revenge here. But for me in this play, I took the over yesterday because I figured the offenses would come to life, and we stuck with the under. But I'm gonna go back to the over again. I like the over 5.5 goals in this one. If the Kings want to win this game, they're gonna have to score some goals, as we see Minnesota scored 3 last game yesterday, and I don't see why they can't score another 2 or 3 goals in this one, which is where their average on the year. So. The Kings come to play, they get some goals as well. I like the over in this one, as we're probably going to see the backups in net in this one. So give me the over.
Yeah, I think we're both going to be on the Kings for a value pick, but I'm going to go back to the under again. You look at the Wild, they scored the 3 goals early in that first period, and I was sitting there, I'm like, oh crap, this game's going over. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. Like the offense just stopped for the Wild. The Kings got one. You thought, okay, well maybe the Kings might push this one over, but then they'll have to if they want to win this game. And then we got stuck at 4, and that's just how it finished. And I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen tonight, but I can see another game that finishes at 5. I think 5.5 is key here. If it drops down to 5, I stay away from the total, because I just think that's where it ends. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's just where I am on this game. But we'll move on to the next one. It's got the Colorado Avalanche back in the desert again, taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Avalanche minus 170, Coyotes plus 150, over under 5.5. Roz, is there anything on the bone in this one for you?
I see what the Coyotes did in the third period, and they looked like they tried their hardest to come back. They were down 3-0, and they tried to come back. I made it 3-2. I'm gonna take a shot here with the Desert Dogs. Turning it around, keep that momentum they had in the third period. They keep it going through the whole game, and get the win. I'm going to take a shot here with the Desert Dogs to upset the Avalanche. Yeah. Give me the Coyotes on the money line in this one.
Yeah, this is another one where I'm just going to have to go back to the total. I like the under as well. 3-2. Yeah, you expect the offense to maybe break out after a lower scoring game, but this was just ugly. It was sloppy. And I can't see much changing here on a back-to-back. the goaltending situation I think is just murky for Arizona, and for Colorado. Well, there's not much nice stuff to say about them either. So I'm going to go with the under here. Again, I think I could even see a 3-0 game here personally. I don't know about you, but I think I'm leaning towards 3-0 for probably either whichever way you slice it, whether it's the Colorado or Arizona.
I'm taking the Desert Dogs.
Yeah.
Easy winner in that one. Love Ranta starting goal. Ranta is going to start goal for the Desert Dogs. He's 2-0-1 in the year. Perfect on the year. Give me the Desert Dogs in that one. Not worried about no total.
Yeah. Someone
we totally oppo on that one.
Yeah. Someone said I've been cashing with Kessel props pretty much all year. I think the only Kessel prop I've cashed on is how many hot dogs he's going to have by the end of the first period.
Well, this one he'll be sitting. He's going to get some hot dogs.
Oh yeah.
I like Kessel to score a goal. Give him. He's going to eat his hot dogs and score a goal in this game. If you can find a prop for Kessel to get a goal, take it. It's definitely worth it.
All right, then we got oh boy, the game that we disagreed on off the air, and we beat each other up into the boards on this one. The Canadiens visiting Winnipeg to take on the Jets. Over under 6. The Canadiens minus 140. Jets plus 120. Ron, do you want to just? I was gonna say. Go on your soapbox. I'll just sit back and I'll wait for my turn.
The reason why I'm going with this is because they're better. Montreal's better goalie is going to start in goal for his. Jake Allen's going to be in goal, and he's by far the better goalie. I know Carey Price is he's getting up there in age, man. It's time for him to hang him up. As we've seen in the last game, he's been getting peppered, and we've seen it last year. He was pretty shaky. He's definitely not the same price as what we've seen in years past. But with Jake Allen starting, I've seen what he does. He's got a nice 2.14 goals against average. And he's just solid. And the team just seems to play better when he's in goal. So we know where I am on this one. I'm taking the Montreal Canadiens. And that's coming from a Leafs fan. So take Montreal. Easy winner in this one.
Yeah, that's what worried me was when I heard a Leafs fan say to take Montreal, because I knew at that point I'm like, is there something I'm not seeing here? But you know what? And we had Ron Romanelli chime in on this when we were talking about it off the air as well, saying, why are Montreal favored here? And I hate to say it, it's almost like their due theory. You have to think that maybe they'll finally turn around under the new coach. I know, Rod, you said that the Habs weren't going to play under Julien, and maybe this is where they get the spot for the new coach. But I still see this as an extension of Julien. I know they wanted a new face for the team, but again, I'm just having a hard time buying into it. I think the Jets are the better team, the more cohesive team. And we've just seen too much inconsistency from Montreal. I know Montreal's got, a pretty decent lineup. They, like you said, better goaltender tonight in Jake Allen. I am not discounting that at all. I think Jake Allen is the goaltender of the future for this Montreal team if he signs a long-term deal. I think Montreal's going to be set for a few years. But I just think that Winnipeg's just, I don't know. I just think there's value here. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
For me, the Jets are 1-5 in their last 6 Saturday games. Also, the Canadiens are 4-1 in the last 5 games in Winnipeg. So they had one game. And like I said, Price was in, and he looked awful in that game. And now we got Allen in. The road team in this series is 7-2 the last 9 meetings. I don't see any reason not to take Montreal. And it's almost that theory, like you said, why is Montreal favorite? When Winnipeg won the last game 6-3, they doubled up Montreal last game. So, and that was at home in Winnipeg. So you're telling me the bookmaker thinks that Montreal is still a minus 130, even though they got doubled up and lost in the last game? Someone knows something. I'm taking Montreal. I'll lay the juice. Yeah. I think they got this one in the bag.
Like I said, I think that we can go back and forth, saying that the guys didn't want to play for Claude Julien, and that may be true. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm just saying we talk about the Phil Martelli thing with St. Joe's on the morning show, College Hoops. You had a coach in Claude Julien who decided to come back amidst a pandemic, a coach with a heart condition, and then they fire him. And I understand the play. You have to have the results on the ice, but I think there's also something to be said for doing right by somebody. And again, I don't know. That's just where I kind of have a hard time sort of splitting up business and, at least having a heart to do. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I just think that Winnipeg, we're getting a better price with a better team here. And if I go down, I'll die on that hill. But I'll die on that hill plus 120 any day of the week.
Well, at least you could say you went burning down in the Jets. It's Saturday. It's the same thing. It's like the Leafs on Saturday night. Usually a good bet.
Yeah.
Montreal Saturday night. Usually a good bet.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
we'll move on
to the next
one.
one.
We'll move on. We only got a couple more here. Got the Golden Knights visiting the Anaheim Ducks. Golden Knights Vegas again minus 215. Anaheim plus 185. Over under 5.5. Rod, is there any meat on the bone for you in this one?
Oh yeah, the way Fleury has started the season, he's come out like a man on a mission. He's gone 8-3, goals against 1.155, save percentage of .942. That's unheard. That's insane. 3 shutouts. I'm taking Vegas on the puck line here. I'm even going to sprinkle a little bit of Vegas on minus 2.5, as I think they roll right over. I know Gibson's had a good start to the year, but he's come back to life lately, and I think this is where they're going to get rolled right over, and we're all going to be like, don't step on that duck.
Well, call me a bit of a quack at this point then, because I'm going to take a shot with Anaheim plus the 1.5, only because we've just seen how this matchup has shaped out over the course of this season. I'm not discrediting anything Marc-Andre Fleury has done so far. You're absolutely right. He's been out of his mind this season. But John Gibson, as much as we bash this guy for having a 5-10 record, he's picked up 3 shutouts this season. He's not playing terribly for the for the Ducks. It's just a matter of the Ducks not being able to produce for him out on the ice, and being able to at least score a couple goals to try to get him some support. But again, we've seen a Vegas 1-0 score this year. We've seen 3-2. We've seen 4-3, 5-4. This just feels like the one team that Vegas, there's always that one team that the dominant teams just have trouble with. And I think that Anaheim is that team for Vegas. It's just they in terms of the puck line. I think Vegas has won, 13 of the last 16 against Anaheim, but a bunch of those were only by 1 goal. And I think that that's sort of what we're dealing with, at least on my end. I think we might see a plus 1.5 come through, but because I said that, watch, it's going to be like 4 or 5-1. So take that with a grain of salt. But I think history, just going off of what we've seen so far this year, I think it's a 1-goal game. And then we'll close it out. Blues and the Sharks. Blues minus 160, Sharks plus 140, over under 5.5. Rod, is Bennington gonna take a bite out of the Sharks in this one, or what do you think?
No, I'm gonna take a shot with the Sharks. There are just way too many injuries on this Blues team for me to. This really isn't a game I'm running to bet. If I'm gonna make a bet, I'm gonna actually take the over 5.5 goals. As the Sharks defense is ranked 30th, giving up 3.5 goals a game. St. Louis defense ranked 20th, giving up 3 goals a game. And I like the over in this one. The over is definitely we're going to see goals on plenty in this contest. 2 starting goal, yeah, it'll be Bennington. He hasn't looked his greatest this year, so I'm going to take the over 5.5 in this one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be with you on the over there. I just, like you said about Jordan Binnington, he's been great up until close to the playoffs last year. I think the COVID break really sort of did him in. I think he was playing really well up to that point, and he just really hasn't really gained his foot back. He hasn't really put his foot down yet and said, "I'm fully back. I'm back to being the dominant goaltender that led this team to a Stanley Cup a couple years ago." I think we're just seeing it be a little bit more fragile than we're used to. But San Jose,
reason reason why he has been fragile is the defense in front of us has been injured, right? We still got Parenko's out. Gunnarsson's still out.
Yeah.
Gunnarsson's going to be out for the season.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why you bring
That's
in that's why you bring in a Torrey Krug, and I mean, hopefully he's going to shore it up. But again, the goals sometimes the puck just has eyes. I think you and I have seen that enough times to know that this puck can take funny bounces. But I'm with you on the over 5.5. I think over 5.5 is a great play for this game. I could easily see us hitting 7 or 8 goals in this one. Rod, do you have any sort of best bet or parlay we didn't have on the morning show today?
No, for me, but I'm going to go. I got a 3-team 4. I'm going to take the Islanders on the money line. Parlay that up with Montreal on the money line, and parlay that up with Vegas on the puck line. That'll be my hockey birdcage for the day. The Islanders, Montreal, and Vegas on the puck line.
I can tell everybody we are on the same page with the Islanders, I'll tell you that much. But for mine, we're going to go with the New York Islanders on the money line. We're going to go with the over in the San Jose Sharks and St. Louis Blues matchup. And we're going to go with let me see if I can find it right here. We're going to go with the under in the LA Kings and Minnesota Wild matchup, at least on my parlay. So that's mine. Kings and Wild under, Sharks and Blues over, and the New York Islanders. Rod, do you want to just repeat yours one more time?
I got Montreal and the Islanders and Vegas on the puck line.
Alrighty, I think we had a better show today than we did on game or day one. I think these are only going to get better over time, but we really appreciate it. We're going to start working on, and we see a comment here. We should really recap the show. I think that's something that we'll start doing for tomorrow. We'll start taking down all the picks that we've got put down, and then we'll do a recap, and then we'll put a parlay together. But as far as today goes, thank you everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the support, guys. Check out PuckDawgz. We always say it. We've got the premium area up there. We got tons of free pick articles up there as well. You guys check out all the YouTube videos. But if you could leave us a like, a thumbs up, a subscription, really appreciate it. But again, thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys on the ice tomorrow. Have a good one.
Thanks everybody. Have a good one.